Hey guys, CDTVThaG here, and the G of course stands for guy who says a lot in his reaction videos. And today we're going to be reacting to the new song from Logic, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Now I'm happy I waited to react to this because all I've seen is like positive feedback on this track. I don't think I've seen anyone say something negative about it, so I'm excited to check this out because me personally, I love Logic. I think Logic makes great music, but I feel like he's been on a bit of a decline ever since he released Everybody. Like Everybody, I thought it was an insanely disappointing album. I didn't like it all that much. Bobby Tarantino 2 was pretty good, but not amazing. And then Young Sinatra 4, I enjoyed it at first, but it has like zero replay value for me. There's almost no tracks that I listen to from that project now. So I'm hoping this is a track that has no filler bars, no repetitive lyrics, because Logic has fallen victim to that quite a lot recently. I just want a solid track. Also, apparently he said this is the first single from his 6th studio album, which will have the same name, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. But that's interesting because Logic only has 4 studio albums out so far. So I'm wondering what his kind of release strategy is with this, and what the 5th one is going to be, and how that's going to kind of come out before Confessions of a Dangerous Mind when this single's already out. I don't really know. Regardless, I'm just really excited to see what this single is like. So with that being said, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind by Logic. Let's jump right into it. There it is. I already Okay. Getting a little bit of a kind of Incredible True Story vibe almost from this production. It's almost got that kind of, you know, outer space kind of vibe to it. I can't get no better, can't get no much better. I feel like the king and my queen is Coretta. I've been made a living, I'm never gonna give in. I'm just way too driven, that's why I've been thinking about who I'm becoming, but I'ma do me to the fullest, alright. Bustin' and dodging them bullets all night. Take over the world, yeah, I'm thinking I might get them all in my sight. That production is beautiful. Whether you poor or you feel with financial security, everyone deal with their own insecurities. Love this little melodic flow. What's your name? What's your game? Come now, boy, just switch your flow. Feel the pain, hit the game. What you trying to say, though? Overcame to the brain. I can't feel nothing no more in my lane. Can't refrain from letting these people know. Okay, he had a very nice flow during the first verse there. That kind of melodic edge he had to his voice where he was kind of sing rapping. It was very smooth. Logic's flow is almost always solid. You know, that very kind of snappy drum pattern, he just rode over that perfectly. There were a couple lines and flows that sounded a little bit familiar in the first verse. There was that lyric where he said, I feel like a king and my queen is Coretta. He's used that line like 3 or 4 times before. And that flow where he said, I'ma do me to the fullest, alright. That flow kind of sounded a little bit familiar as well. There was nothing too mind-blowing on the first verse, but I like the content on there, you know. I'm not blown away yet, but it was solid. It sounded very good. It definitely sounded amazing. And like I said, that production was beautiful. The way the strings came into it, it gives me a very Incredible True Story vibe, at least production-wise. So far, not blowing my expectations out of the water, but I am really enjoying it so far, so let's see where we go from here. Searching for bliss only led me to searching for hits, only led me to battle depression. Some people try to dig up shit for your past and tell you what's good and what's not. And every time you drop a song, they say that it's whack or it's hot, and don't give a damn that it came from the heart. I get what he's getting at there, but as someone that kind of criticizes music for a living, but has also made a little bit of it, I kind of get where he's coming from with that. I feel like it's definitely hard for a lot of artists to receive criticism on their music because, like Logic said here, it comes from the heart. It's something that's very personal and something that they put a lot of time into, and that's something I definitely respect. But I also think, you know, any music can be criticized if it's put out there into a public space for people to consume. People should be able to give their thoughts on it, and Logic's not necessarily saying that they can't hear. He's just saying that sometimes that can be difficult to deal with, and I understand that completely. And especially when you're an artist the size of Logic, like the amount of times you must see people mentioning your name on social media, saying whether your songs are good or not, saying whether your album's good or not, it could be incredibly overwhelming. So I can see why it's something that he would address on a song like this. Fuck social media telling me who I should be in this high to rap. They always compare and try to hit me up against all my brothers. Now why you think so many rappers be overdosing at the crib? Cause people just won't let them live in the public. Maybe I'm just overthinking, or maybe I'm just over smoking and drinking. And when I he's hitting some impactful bars on this verse. That's why I keep persevering even when I'm here and I'm a bitch. I'm a fag, I'm a motherfucker, I hate peace. I ain't black in the slight least. I ain't good enough. I should quit. I should kill myself. Cause you'll never be Kenny. You'll never be better than Drizzy and Cole. You're losing your head. You're too fucking old. Yeah. These are the comments I'm reading on Twitter right now that make me depressed and they pulling me down. Okay. I'm starting to love this track now. God damn, this second verse, he really is starting to go in depth about the insecurities that he's dealing with being such a prominent, you know, public figure and someone that a lot of people interact with on social media, whether that's negative or positive reactions. Here he addressed specifically people always comparing him to Kendrick or Drake or Cole. Interestingly, he even mentioned there's people making comments that he's too old. I guess that he's too old to be a rapper, but he's only like 28 or 29, right? He's not even 30 yet. It's really cool to see a track like this that kind of puts into perspective, you know, Logic's thoughts on this. It's just great to get something that sounds super fresh from him again. This is actually getting me really pumped up for this album.
Whenever I feel like I'm far from the ground, God give me the power to battle depression and run out the round. But be careful what you wish for, cause it ain't everything that is cut out to be. My life is good but not good as it's about to be. Fuck all that haters you see on the gram. Just mind your own business and be a good man. Be a good boss and be a good friend. Just spread that positivity for the children and all of the haters that's hating. Just love them, cause that's the only way you ever gon' kill them. Know somebody feel it. Last but not least, put your ego on the shelf and remember, love yourself.
It's nice how the track came around. There we go, he did it. He dropped a really solid single, goddamn. I'm excited for this album now. I'm excited for this album. You know, he definitely laid a bit of his heart on the table for this one. And it was pretty much almost entirely focused on social media and the impact it can have on people who are in the spotlight. And I like how he really expressed here that even though he is incredibly popular now and he's very rich now, you know, it's not something that necessarily made him happy, but he's willing to try and fix that. You know, he's not going to stay down. He's going to try and move forward and improve his life in every way that he can. Logic is motivated to win here. And, you know, of course, towards the end of the track, he went around spreading his, you know, whole peace, love, and positivity motto. So yeah, I really do appreciate how open and honest Logic was on this track. I appreciate that there wasn't really that many recycled lines or flows. The production was amazing, the flows were amazing, the lyrics were really good, the content was great, which is something I haven't really felt from Logic too much recently. But I feel like he really carried this. There was a theme that was, you know, spread out through the entire track. He really got the message across that he wanted to get across on here. He did it well, and he made a great song while doing so. I think that was fantastic. That's good. This is what I've been waiting for, because one of the worst things is to kind of, you know, start feeling lukewarm about an artist that you love. I was kind of starting to lose a little bit of faith in his music almost, which is interesting because that's kind of something he addressed on here, but this really has kind of got me excited for some new Logic music again. Well, that's all I got to say. I'm looking forward to Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Let me know what you think about this song down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you all in the next one, and this is CDTVThaG, signing out.